what's happened before today. Today's a brand new day. It's a brand new season.
You're listening to Arkansas Preps Weekly on Natural State Sports, your top source for the biggest news in high school sports across Arkansas.
And here we go.
Welcome to another episode of Arkansas Preps Weekly, and our summer series continues today with Mitch Austin from America's baseball team right now, Birmingham-Southern. Before we talk to Mitch, I want to tell you about Athletic Field Service of Arkansas. A properly graded infield is not only important for player safety, but also the field's health. No company in the state can match the exceptional service and dedication like our friends at Athletic Field Services of Arkansas in Sherwood. From infield renovation, lip removal and edging, mound rehab, laser leveling, and much more, Jeremy Rice and his crew have you covered. Call Jeremy at 501-416-1218. 501-416-1218. You can also go to their website, searching Athletic Field Service of Arkansas online. Athletic Field Service of Arkansas. We got the dirt on your infield. All right, this is our second in our summer podcast series. Last week, we talked to a former teammate of our podcast guest today, Mitch Austin, infielder for Birmingham-Southern. Welcome to the podcast, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
All right, so you're getting on a plane in about an hour. That's right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we this GoFundMe stuff, we got blessed. We're flying private up there. So we're just – I don't know if you've ever heard a D3 team fly private, but, yeah, I think we're the first ones to do it today.
So a little background, and I know a lot of people out there know the story of Birmingham-Southern. Their college is set to shut down this Friday, May 31st. So when Birmingham-Southern got into the NCAAs, they knew if they got to the College World Series that they were basically playing for a school that does not exist. And the ride along the way has been exceptional. So a little background on Mitch. Mitch played for me with the Arkansas Prospects for 2 years out of Collierville High School. He had a teammate, Jack Doherty, who pitched for Ole Miss, got drafted by the Twins. And for our listeners and our viewers out there, Mitch was me in high school. Mitch was an all-state quarterback, all-state baseball player, a lot better than I was. He's done a lot more in college. But the work ethic has just kept you going, and it's a great story. Just talk a little bit about your journey from Collierville. You went to Southwest Tennessee, and how you ended up at BSC.
Yeah, crazy enough. My senior year, I had a really good football season, getting all-state and all that. Then, COVID hitting for baseball. That was like the best I've ever felt in my career till now. So my senior year just got canceled, and I was committed to go play football in Cincinnati, called Mount St. Joseph. And I just felt like my baseball career was just – I had a lot more potential, in my opinion. Being a 5'9", 5'10" quarterback in college it's tough. So I was like, I knew I was going to be a JUCO guy. So I took the JUCO route because I just knew it was the best decision for me. Went to JUCO my first year, had a solid year, started every game, batted around like 290. Thought it was a good first year. Knew I need to make some adjustments in the weight room, get a little faster. So that was literally all I cared about. Played summer ball, just keep getting reps and all that. Then going into my sophomore year, my body, it's probably the best I've ever felt. Got to sophomore year, had a good year, batted around like 315, 320. Didn't have as many home runs as I like, but my double numbers were really good. Fielded the ball well. I think I only made 7 errors in like 55 games at third base. Then that is when like the recruiting really started again. It was like high school over again. So,
yeah.
So I, had some small D1 schools hit me up. Just not really, not very like entertaining offers, or, just wasn't very interested. And I kind of took the route, and I was like, you know what? Screw D1. I want to go play for a powerhouse in D2, D3, or NAIA. That was my goal. So, Coach Weisberg, my head coach now, followed me, and they really showed the most interest. And I'm like, they've made a regional for the past 12 years. Like, they've made a super regional like 5 years in the past like 6. So I'm like, okay, like this team is going to compete for a national championship no matter what if I come here. Didn't realize the talent level until I got here. When I got here, I was like, I mean, this team, like, we compete against anybody. And now thinking about it, like last year, we played UAB in a midweek and we run with them 13-3. So, you know, people don't think like it's D1 and stuff like that. There's talent everywhere. And I didn't even play that much last year. It was a heavy stacked senior lineup that's already been together. And we graduated like 16 seniors last year. And, you know, I didn't get to play much. I was, you know, more of a guy that came in for defense. You know, I was just trying to find a way to get on the field. So I was a bunt guy. If I had to come in and get a bunt down, got a bunt down. I should do anything to get on the field, which, you know, it humbled me because I was, you know, I played, you know, all throughout high school and my first year user JUCO. So really humbled me to, you know, stay on that, keep working. So now here in my senior year, had a good fall, got my body right. And, you know, I knew this team was not going to be just talent. Like we didn't have as much talent as last year.
There's a little bit of drop off. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge drop off. Cause like, I mean, we had like, I think 4 or 5 guys that went D1 last year, like for grad school and transfers. So it was like, and it was like Mercer, Georgia Southern, Jacksonville State, like good mid-major schools. And I knew this year it was going to be different. We're just going to have to be a little more scrappy. We're going to have to play good defense and pitch. We get we get to like 13-10 on the season. We've never been 13-10 ever in like this program. We were 6th in the conference. There's 8 teams. We've won conference the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And we're like, and that's when we found the news. We found it over spring break that the school was going to shut after this semester. And crazy story, you know, we kind of just came together and we were like, man, we got nothing to lose. Like, let's just go out there and have fun, play. Since then, we've been, I think we're 20-4.
Yep.
And you could just tell, like, every single dude, the swings are just freer. There's no stress in the dugout, nothing. You know, and I think, in my opinion, I know we went 0-2 in the conference tournament. We played one bad game, in my opinion, in the past 24 games. And it kind of, you know, when we went 0-2 in the conference tournament, I was like, we didn't know we were going to get in. It was going to be an at-large bid. I knew we had one of the best resumes at RPI because we play first 2 weeks, we stack it. We probably play, you know, as many top 10 teams as we can. So for something like this, if it does happen, we're in no matter what. It won't be a 2 or 3 seed. But we just need as many favorites as possible to win. So, you know, it was like 31 out of 38 favorites won. So we were like, okay, we're about 75-80% chance we're going to get in. We thought we were going to go to Texas, but they put us in Lexington, Kentucky. We just look at our draw as a 3 seed and we're like, man, like I feel bad for these teams for, you know, letting us in. I feel bad. They haven't played anybody from the South. They've been playing these northern teams and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what you and I talked about was these guys haven't played the competition because – and a little bit of background real quick on Birmingham-Southern. They're in the Southern Athletic Association, and that's the same conference as Rhodes College where I went. It's the same conference as Hendrix. So you play Millsap, Center, which is out of Kentucky. You play a lot of schools from the South, and as we know, baseball is different in the South. So that's a little bit of the history, and coincidentally enough, y'all went 0-2 to Rhodes in the conference tournament, which I never saw coming because – I mean, Rhodes has been an okay school, but they were terrible when I was there, probably because I was there. But they just weren't very – I mean, they weren't very good. They were the 6th seed. Y'all were the 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they swept y'all 0-2. But, yeah, talk about the regional. I mean, you guys just blew through it.
Yeah, like first game, it was Transylvania. We didn't know much about him. We knew they had one dude, man. He's legit. And he's going to Kentucky next year. He was their like 3-hole, I think. It was Youngblood was his last name.
Yep.
We just circled around the name around him. We're not letting this guy beat us. Like, we'll let everybody else. And we got there. We put a 5 spot in the first inning, and from right then I go, y'all made a mistake. That's what I said. I was like, y'all made a mistake. And we blew them out too. It was like 21-7. Beat them. Our 3-hole hit 2 grand slams, and I was like, yeah, this is a bad mistake by y'all. Then we played Spalding the next day. They're from Louisville, Kentucky. Played them. 2 aces going to each other, like back and forth. That game was back and forth. They had a really good arm. Beat them in a tight game, 4-2. Then we're in the driver's seat for Sunday. Yeah. They got to beat us twice, and that game was Transylvania. They've played, I think, they played 3 games, and they got done the night before at 1:30 in the morning. They had to wake up early and played at 11. So. We had the advantage. We're like, man, let's just go out there and, let's get this over with. And last inning, I think it was like 5-0. And we're like, all right, well, we're good. Next thing you know, they started just getting good ABs off. It's like 5-2, bases loaded, 2 outs. We're like, man, anything can happen right here. Shortstop made a great play, end of the game. And I was like, this is kind of the last team you want to face when we played Denison. They number 2 in the nation. 42-6, I believe.
Ridiculous record, yeah.
Yeah, crazy record. We knew they were good. But I was like, they haven't faced what we faced. So we went up there. First game, just blew them out. Our ace threw a gem, hit the ball well. Then after that night, we had a team dinner at the hotel dinner. The hotel prepared it for us. And they prepared chicken Alfredo, and around I was patient 0, kind of crazy. I was patient 0. At 1:45 in the morning, I wake up and I go, man, I just don't feel good. And I was like, I just got to throw up. And I threw up everywhere. All night, we're like, all right, this has got to be food poisoning, right? And I text my roommates 3:00 in the morning, and I'm like, you feeling bad, man? And he responded instantly. I was like, oh no. This is not good. And he says, yeah, I feel awful. So I sent some in the group message at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, anybody else feel bad? Next thing you know, I get 8 texts back. I'm like, oh my God, man, this is not good. We're 1 game away from the World Series. Like,
yeah,
the last thing that needs to happen. So, we're just trying to survive. Trying to get as much fluids. And, I'm walking out of the hotel, I'm feeling awful. Our starting center fielder's in the back of an ambulance. And I'm like, man, this is just not good. Not good. And then next thing you know, our All-American reliever, he's on full fours, throwing up in the parking lot. He didn't even make it to the game. And I'm like, okay, this is not a good start. We get to the field. I get up, we just go out and run the center field and start warming up. And next thing you know, I'm already full force throwing up in the bathroom. And I'm just like, man, like the night. And during the night when I couldn't do anything, I was like, I went back and I watched the 30 for 30 of Michael Jordan on the flu game. And I'm like, this could possibly be my last game ever, like on the field. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. And, I'm taking swings in the cage, just trying to feel somewhat okay. And, my coach pulls me over his side and goes, how you feel? I go, I said, this is my last day. Like, this could be my last time ever playing baseball. I don't want to regret not playing. And that's just how it felt. I go, I'll do what the team needs me to do. Like, if you feel comfortable starting someone else, it's perfectly okay. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to start him, but once you get an IV in you, I'll throw you in there. I go, perfect. That's fine. Like, I made that deal with him because I felt like that was just fair to the team. Like, I wasn't even.
So you were one of the 2 that got IV in the dugout, right?
Yeah. There was like 6 of us, and it was like a whole
6.
bullpen. Yeah. There's like 2 went to hospital, and there's like 6 of us in the dugout getting the IV. And because the deal was for the ambulance to come, they said, we have to send you to the ER. I go, look, I ain't going to the ER. Like, I'm finding a way to get in here. So they found this place they came and they just gave like mobile IVs, which is
mobile banana bags.
Yeah, man. And they got our whole bullpen, and the guy's like, "Yeah, you want medicine too?" I go, "Man, shoot me whatever you got. I don't care what it is. Shoot me." And he shoots me up, and I'm like, "Okay, man, I'm feeling better." And I got our first guy out of the pen right next to me. He's like, "Same thing. Shoot me up. I don't care." And we actually both go in at the same time. He's a freshman. Went out there, pitched a gym till the last out. He ran out of gas. We get like the last inning. It was like first two. You get the first 2 outs easy. And next thing you know, he gets like 4 or 5 straight hits. And I'm like, it's 7-6 ball game, first and third. 2 outs. And I'm like, I wasn't even nervous. You want that on his plate, man. I go, if you're going to hit me a ground ball, you better hit it right at me. And we're going to get out of here. We're going home. And so we pulled him. We put the other guy that was right next to me that we were dying. And just for the last batter, because he was bad off, threw 2 pitches, made a guy roll over. And my only energy I used was that dog piled. And after that, man, I laid down. I was done. I just fell to the ground. Yeah, it was one of those awesome moments that you really, you'll never forget. And I think it's like one of the better stories that you probably ever hear. It's rare for a Division III team to get this much press ever, but kind of the story of how this is all going is awesome.
Yeah. You're getting to live out something that not many people. So, and we've talked about this, and you and I talked about this back when you were 16, 17 years old, that look, we all get told at some point that you're no longer able to play this game. Mm-hmm. Everybody at some point, whether you're 20, 22, 16, 40, that you can no longer play a kid's game. So, for you to get to continue this with your teammates at Birmingham-Southern, which Division III baseball, look, there's some, like you said, there's some dudes that are going to SEC. They're using that more. You're seeing them in the portal now more. Billy Wagner, who was the closer for the Astros, came from a D3 school. He was drafted. So for all of our kids out there that are watching this and follow me, look, it doesn't matter where you go, you can be found and continue playing as long as possible. So you guys are getting on a plane, you're getting on a flight, private flight, because there's been a major GoFundMe and contributions have been rolling in for you guys, which I think is awesome. You get to fly to Ohio, East Lake, Ohio. That's where y'all are going, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep. Right outside Cleveland.
Yep. Y'all are 7 seed. You play the 2, Virginia. Is that it?
Salve, Virginia. Yep. They're from
Virginia.
Yep.
Out of Maryland, Rhode Island area. Is that correct?
Sir. Yep.
All right. So, these guys, the Northeast baseball, obviously a lot different from the South. I like your guys' draw. Y'all get to play possibly Wisconsin Whitewater, who is one of a D3 powerhouse in every sport. Of course, football, what they've been known for, but y'all have played them in baseball, haven't you?
Yes, sir. We played them twice this year, but that was also when we were at the worst, in my opinion. Early. Yeah, like that was the worst baseball we were playing. And, we lost first game. They smoked us. You want the honest truth, it was like 16-2, something like that. And we played them again and lost like 6-2, but we just weren't playing good. It was just like terrible baseball we were playing. And I don't care who we play. We can play anybody in the nation. I don't care. You can face us up anywhere, anytime, any day. Like, we're at this point where we'll play anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think we don't have a bad matchup. I think whoever has to play us that's the bad matchup for them. But Whitewater, they're a great team. They're one of the better teams we played. Then I'll give them credit. They're very good. They got a lot of talent. 1 through 9, they're probably the best 1 through 9 that we've seen all year from a hitting standpoint, and they got arms too. So, but we're more worried about game 1. As of now, because gotta win game 1 and get game 2. But Salve, Virginia, they're good too. They got some good arms as well. But the 2 seed for a reason, but we're all here for a reason too. Like that's another thing you gotta think about it. Like everyone's good, so you just gotta come out and bring your A game every day.
And as you know, you've been through enough battles, whether it be high school, showcase. It's how you're playing at the end of the year, because you've seen a lot of good baseball. I've seen a lot of the teams and guys that you've went up against. And while, yes, BSC is kind of an underdog story that's kind of risen to glory, you guys can play really good ball. This is a traditional powerhouse in the South as far as D3 baseball goes. So it's one of those things that's, while it's a good story, y'all deserve and you've earned to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't an underdog story whatsoever. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been a powerhouse for 12 years, so made it to the national championship in 19. We've been to a super regional the past 12 years, so you can't really call us an underdog. I mean, we just had we had a slump in the middle of the year, and we didn't play good in conference tournament. You want to call that an underdog, but I mean, it happens to everybody. So
yeah,
that's just how it goes. And I don't think there's a better story that could have been written. Sometimes you got to fail to succeed. So I'm glad we were playing our best ball now than when we were in the middle of the season. So that's how I kind of look at it. And also you got to play a team that has nothing to lose, which is even, scarier in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I would never call us an underdog. In my opinion, I think every game we go to, we're the favorite. So, everyone thinks we're the underdog, but that's just for them to talk. And this isn't some Cinderella story. This program's been here before, so yep, very excited to go ahead and get going. Play Friday.
Yeah. That's exactly why I wanted to have you on here, because I knew your mindset going into it wouldn't be of that as an underdog. Y'all have never been down. You've never been down, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So, man, I will let you get off here. We appreciate you taking the time. I know I'll be pulling for you. Everybody at Natural State Sports, you got the whole state of Arkansas behind you, just because you got a lot of former teammates that are looking in, even though they'll be playing somewhere this weekend. I know we interviewed Ethan Bates last weekend, who, of course, playing for Tech this weekend in Fayetteville. But you've got a lot of former teammates that are really pulling for you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yep. I saw about Bates going back to Arkansas. I'm gonna be excited for that. I'm gonna try to watch it.
Yeah,
they win game one. I'm gonna be real excited. I'll be tuned in.
Yeah, y'all go take care of business tomorrow. We'll definitely keep everybody updated with how y'all are doing, and go get them, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right. Thank you.